friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Friends, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. With our basic knitting skills of casting on, knitting, and casting off, which you can find in the knitting tutorial here on the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Isn't this cat adorable? Meow. There's his little tail. All right, so getting out the needles and the yarn. This is a pretty bulky yarn if you haven't noticed. It was in the sale rack at our local knitting store. Love that color. All right, so here we go. You know the drill. Getting that loop, putting it on the needle. And we are going to cast on, for the body, 16 stitches. So get counting, folks. Oh, now, when you do the head, folks, I'm going to just jump in here because I'm not going to show you. For the head, write this down, you're going to cast on 7 stitches. And you do it the same way, whether it's 7 stitches or 16 stitches for the body, 7 for the head. You just begin a knitting down the line. You know how it goes, all is fine. Under the fence, catch the sheep. Back we come and off we leap. Etc. We get to the end of the row. All right, we are down to the final 4 here, folks. The final quarter of this row. Last 4 stitches. 3, 2. Fighting for it. And the last one, and off we go. We've got 1 row down. Several to go. Now, whether it's the head or whether it's the body, folks, we're going to keep on knitting. Okay, I'm not going to knit the whole thing in front of you. I'd bore you to death. So keep on knitting. The way that you know that this part, the body, is finished is it's going to be a square. And I'll show you this in a moment, but a square when folded in half is a triangle, and you can fold that, and I think you'll get the sense. But it's about 24 rows, but I'd prefer you look to the square as opposed to the, how many rows you actually knitted. But that's the gist. So for the head, slightly different. You're going to knit about 20 rows, and that piece of 7 inches should be twice as long as the width. Okay, so you have 2 things to knit, folks. When you're done knitting, come on back around and we will see how to put this thing together. Alrighty, here we go. There's that body. Left some long tails there, folks. Oh, look at that. Triangles. Gonna thread. I'm gathering the corners, kind of in their own little triangles, and sewing the ends together. I just grab a loop from one side, loop from the other, pull it through on down the line. Easy peasy. Okay, and here I am getting to the middle, going out to another leg. Since I have a little bit left, I'm going to start on the 3rd leg here. Pinching that all together. It kind of reminds me of a starfish, but 4 legs, not 5. And if you see, it's going to come all together in the center, but we want to leave that open until we have the stuffing in. So here I go up the 3rd leg. All right, I've got a few more stitches in there. I'm about out of yarn, so I'm going to take this, put it inside, and run it through some of the stitches in there to kind of hold it down. Pull it through. Still have that other tail over there. If I didn't, I could just get another piece of yarn off of the roll, the ball. All right, there it is. I'm just leaving it in there because I'm going to stuff inside anyway. So this piece is connected to the other leg, so I'm going to head on over to that leg. But you could literally just finish that third leg we were just working on if you had more of a tail on your yarn. All right, starting the work on the fourth leg. Keep in mind, you want to keep the belly open in the middle because we're going to want to stuff this cat with stuffing so it's nice and soft. All right, now the cat can stand on its own practically now. This stuffing is actually pretty much straight from a sheep. Sometimes I use it for hair, doll hair, puppet hair. And wool has a lot of warmth to it. It's natural. You can support farmers, sheep farmers, sheep farms. All right, we needed to get some more yarn here, and we are finishing off that last leg that's still hanging there. But you could have done all the legs and just left the belly open. That's just kind of what happened. You know, it depends on how long the tail is, how you want to do it. But you always kind of weave those tails in. You send them across the inside, and because you're stitching over it, everything tends to hold pretty well. But you want to think about it as you go. Would this stitch pull out? We want to try to avoid that. But the good news about homemade toys, friends, is that they can be repaired. Oh, hallelujah. It's nearly a living toy. Stuffing, stuffing, ending stuffing, just making sure the stuffing's down to the toesy toes, and the belly is nice and round. Geez, how much stuffing does this chick need to use? How does all that fit into one tiny cat? Sometimes I think about who will be playing with this toy later, and how nice it will be if it's soft and fluffy. Ah, look at this. We have some wool roving. See, it looks kind of a lot like that stuff you can buy in the big plastic bag at the craft store. But this will biodegrade. It'll help keep this kitty nice and warm through the winter. All right, let's sew it up. Whew! Whatever time of the day, folks, it is, you're just going to pinch that all together. I can't help but thinking suturing. We're just sewing it together. Finish the body, finish the body, finish the body. And you won't even really be able to see the seams. It's one of the magic of these projects. So here we go. It just takes a few stitches on the belly to close it all up. Yay! I'm starting to feel better already. Okay, here's the head. Fold it up like a burrito. No, a taco, sorry. Oh, these freaking ends. You guys know how to do an end, okay? Great. All right, friends, here we are with the head. I've got a tail. I'm going to go ahead and... Going down the side of the head. Which side will it be? I don't know, but you get to the end and this goes pretty quickly. Just takes a few stitches to get on down. Bam! So here I go across the top of the head. Don't sew the head entirely together, folks, without stuffing it first. I think you know how to do this now. Do two sides, stuff, close the third, and I'll show you how to do the ears. All right, time to stuff the head. Easy peasy with this wool fleecies. Lemon squeezies. I bet you'd love to hear a song right now, wouldn't you? About stuffing heads. Oh, I love to stuff my head with goodness, good thoughts and good things. Oh, I love to stuff my head with the very best of what life has to offer. I have a choice because my voice depends on it. Whoa, yeah, I stuffed my head with the finest things. And things come together with strings and yarn and here, kitty, 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 oh, here, kitty. Don't mess with my kitty, for she is so pretty. Though pretty is just part of her. In her heart she is true. She is much like you, full of kindness and love and ears like a fox. She got ears like a fox. She can hears like so good. Really, really good. She can hear my cat. And I'm giving her ears by pinching a little triangle. And then all I do is sew across that triangle to give her the ears she'll need. There are lots of types of kitties to out rejoice. There. Oh, look at that. Now you can shape it almost like clay. I'm gonna tie in a little here, tie in a little there. I pinch your ear because I love you. I pinch your ear so you can hear, but I do it gently, my love. Kitties are as different as you and me, practically. Time to knit this puppy together. We want the head to stay on the body. I mean, I like my head to stay on my body. How about you? And we want to make it secure. Don't let that head be wobbling and bobbling. So we're going to go through the front stitches of the head, dig into the body a stitch there, and then come out a stitch at the back of the head. Just about like this, folks. I'm just kind of getting us on there. Are we having fun yet? Meow. We got Bruno in the corner. Bruno's been great. Now Bruno's got this friend. Will he be irate? Oh no! Bruno will be so happy to have a friend. But his friend's bigger than him. He's new on the scene, but he's a giant. Oh, what is his name? I don't know. Are y'all working on your name? Maybe you knew at a different point. I just kind of wanted to behold. Wow. You know, I can't help but think of Garfield. That is so 80s of me, but, you know, we barely know Garfield anymore. All right, that tail's gone. Back to the program. All righty. Look at Garfield. He's so cute, and Bruno's so happy to meet him. Ugh, fast friends. I was so worried about them meeting, and it's actually not a problem at all. Okay, so let's get a nice longer piece of yarn to make the tail. You could take 3 pieces, braid them together, do a knot at each end. I find this a pretty simple way. It's fast. You only have one end to tie in. So this is how you do it. Make a little lasso, folks. Apparently this is the precursor to knitting. We call it finger knitting. I always found it kind of challenging, but it's not that hard. Idea is, the loop is always there. Your fingers are inside and pull a loop through and it becomes the new loop. You cinch it down as you go. And you get like a nice little braided effect. All right, do a few pulls on this until you get it down to, you know, tail size. I'm like, Garfield, is that long enough? All right, so you pull the end through the last loop. Trim it, give it a little bit of space from the knot. This other end's available too. Attach the tail to the body. Final step before these two guys get to go out and play, or are they gals, or who knows what. They're cats. Gotta love them. All right, Garfield, congratulations. It's kind of like earning your wings, you know. Cattails. Have you ever watched a cattail? Or seen those cattails growing by the swamps? I'm going to go all around this tail to help give it a little bit of oomph because it could just fall down. So if you place it a little bit higher and give it some reinforcement all the way around the tail, you can get a little more play from it because, you know, cats' tails are very expressive, aren't they? Then I'm taking the needle out through the bottom, through a lot of stuffing, and snipping it. All right, he's coming off the creation block. Yay! Garfield just got born! Wow! Hello, friend, let's play together. Hello, friend, what a friend you are. This is the way we play with yarn, play with yarn, play with yarn. This is the way we play with yarn. Do 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 do. I came from these needles. And I came from these. Wow, we're so similar, and yet so different. Gee, I love to embrace our similarities and differences. Oh, here's the ball of yarn I came from, Garfield. Wow, Bruno, that's beautiful. Thanks. If you'd like a copy of the PDF, the recipe for this project, go to our website at joyfullybee. No, I'm sorry. Go to our website at joyfullygrown.com. Weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love.